Boom, shaka, laka, boom. You've tuned in to the Free Range Human Show of Choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards. We are live on a hump day here on WYAB. I got SHAUN YURTKURAN here in the studio with me. Good morning, SHAUN.
Good morning to you, but not the humidity.
It is rough out there.
It is horrible.
It is rough. We were on day 5 or 6 now with my air compressor not working in my car.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, God, it's been ordered. It must be coming from Germany.
That's right.
On a boat.
You know, and the Germans like to over-engineer everything, too, so maybe that's why it's taking so long.
Yes, it is coming from Germany on a boat, on a paddle boat to get here. I mean, I've never been so excited to spend the amount of money it's going to cost to replace a compressor on a foreign car as I am right now.
Oh, God, I don't even want to ask how much that costs.
I don't want to talk about it. It's going on a credit card.
You know, when it's just kind of hot and humid in the South, do you always wonder why anyone settled here? Like, did they come in December or something? I always wonder.
They either got here in, like, October or March.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They didn't get here in July.
Because, I mean, if it was you and I on the wagon, you know, coming out here, and it's July and whatever year, and they're like, yeah, let's just keep on going somewhere else.
I mean, yeah, you'd have had a better chance of getting me to go with the Donner Party.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like, well, frigid temps, sign me up. Humidity, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been somewhere. I would have been kind of going more northward instead of if I was here in July. We're like, nah, man. Because you can imagine how bad it was.
Well, think about it. And that's exactly, if you just look at the size of most of the cities, that's kind of what happened. I think people got here and was like, to hell with this.
Yeah.
And they went a little further up north. And that's why you see Tennessee and the Midwest, you know.
Mm-hmm. More developed, you know. Yeah.
And, of course, the Northeast, you know, but that's kind of where it started and worked its way down.
Sure. I mean, of course, you got to deal with the cold there. But I'll tell you what. I mean, maybe I'm different, but I prefer cold over this. I just do.
I hate this.
It's so bad.
And I'm a summer baby. I was born in August, and they say, you know, that you're more adaptive to the time you were born. Like if you're a winter baby, you're more prone to like cold weather. If you're a summer baby, you're more prone to deal with heat. Mm-hmm. It's all a damn lie. I love the winter, and I was born in August.
Yeah, I was born June 21st, the first day of summer, and I hate it. I cannot stand it.
Yeah, it is rough. Well, I can sit here and complain about the heat all day.
Yeah, the whole show could be about
the air is on.
As Trump would say, the heat is the haters and losers of the world, just like, you know, he refers to sharks.
Yes.
Heat joins them on my list. Sharks and then heat.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let's see here. Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944. Mazda of Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. What do y'all hate the most? Question of the day, winter or summer? You know, all you people who cried during the winter, talking about take me back to 92-degree weather. Girls with their little thirst trap photos. Just personalities so terrible they had to post bikini photos in the winter, talking about take me back. Well, y'all are back. We need some new bikini photos.
Yeah.
No, quit using the ones from last year.
Right.
Well, we all recognize that bathing suit. It's time to update it. You got your 90-plus degree temperatures.
Yeah, it's like, what was it? I'm ready for beach weather. Well, here it is.
Yep. SHAUN, I was just looking at something completely unrelated to anything we're talking about here.
Yep.
But this guy was pretty angry. That's well, it lost. But long story short, this guy went on a killing spree in Georgia. I think Georgia, maybe Florida, yesterday. He got killed at the Georgia state line. So he killed his mother.
I think I saw something like this when I was leaving. Go ahead.
He killed his cousin. And I think he killed 2 baby mamas. And he was on his way to kill a third that has 3 kids with him. Apparently, what got him so hot to trot is this black dude. And he had he liked trannies, and he got caught.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I guess the cousin found out and told the mother and the baby mama, and they were going to out him. One of them was going to out him. And he decided that he was going to take everybody out that knew.
That he was into transgender folks?
Yeah, he's a straight guy, air quotes,
Oh.
that like guys that dress up like girls.
Well, that was kind of like, you remember the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando? When,
Yeah.
You know, and everybody initially, because the guy was, I think he was from a Muslim background, I thought terrorism, but it actually he was like a self-hating gay guy.
Yeah.
That's all the evidence came out. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, he just didn't want to, you know, because he was over there like meeting guys all the time, and then it came out it wasn't. But but he himself, I think, tried to blame it on, because he didn't want people to know that he was angry about being gay, and so he tried to blame it on terrorism.
Well, you know, that's what most of the mass shooters and stuff are now, is all trannies. I mean, like the last 12 or 13 have all been transgender folks. There's something very angry about these people, and they.
But this guy was not transgender. He just liked.
Well,
transgender.
I just mean LGBTQ.
Okay.
LGBTQ folks are just very angry, very angry. Like, man, this is it's a decision you've made. Don't be so mad at everybody else. You made that decision. But anyway, this dude went on an absolute killing spree. And, of course, you know, you don't see it on the news. I saw it on, like, Hood Talk News on Instagram or something, because the news is so busy running cover.
What's the guy's name? Do you remember the guy's name?
Right, I missed all that. I was trying to read it when you walked up, and I stopped reading. But it's on one of those World Star type Instagram pages.
Oh.
I'll find it during the break. You know, I go to the search feature, and all I see is pictures of Hawk Tua girl.
Yeah, that thing is taking a life of its own. My God. I mean, it's this is like, it was like that, what was the cop like a year ago that like slept with everybody that worked at the station, and that was like a meme for a while.
Yeah, she was so unattractive.
Yeah.
Like this girl's kind of cute.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's a meme a month. Somebody does something.
Yeah, no.
It seems like to be the pattern of our society right now. Of something like that.
This one is out of nowhere. And, you know, so this is a trend that's been going on. You have these roving, you know, man on the street reporters, and they go to wherever, like, people party at and stuff, and they'll randomly catch drunks, and they'll interview them and ask them miscellaneous nonsense.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how they came across this girl. You know, we have a version of this in Jackson that goes out to the hood clubs and interviews people and ask them, you know, just rather historical questions, you know, silly questions. Well, they're silly because they're normal questions like, what states, what's the name of the ocean in Jackson? I mean, they're just crazy. Anyway, we got a guy here that does that. I can't remember his name. Somebody sent it to me the other day, and I follow him on Instagram. But, man, we got some stupid people in Jackson.
Got stupid people everywhere, it seems like.
Yeah, there's a different breed around here. There's a different, my goodness. I thought about doing it, too, and going around like Fondren and Belhaven and
I bet you'd like that.
Quizzing some of them. I may go to the first Thursdays when they bring that back.
And well, hopefully it's not during the summer.
Oh, it'll be a fight if I go during the summer.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in a good mood. I don't like doing stuff outdoors in the summer except being in a pool. That's it. Bobcat text on the Guns and Gear text line. It says, Omar Mateen was the Pulse nightclub shooter. He was a big Hillary Clinton supporter. His father showed up with her on stage. That's right. Gay Democrats, very angry people, Sean. Hey, speaking of angry Democrats, Hillary Clinton is on a revenge tour.
Man, I think that's awesome what she did, supporting this Latimer guy against the squad, and then took down by like 10 points last night. I think it was something like 10
Yeah,
points.
I didn't see all that, but I mean, I knew you would text me that Bowman had lost, which I was all for.
Yeah.
Except that I told you, I sent you this in a text. I didn't know this about Bowman because I never heard his name before until he pulled the fire alarm.
Oh, yeah.
Like a complete idiot. But he's a big conspiracy theorist guy. He even has a YouTube channel about conspiracy theories.
He does. That's right. You said that.
Yeah, he's like a 9/11 truther, and now he hides all this now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was his thing. He was like a 9/11 truther, and really he was like a big Alex Jones guy. But then he won the part to go be part of the squad.
Okay,
they're all actors.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, let's just be honest here. Yeah. He won the part, and he had to pretend all that wasn't real. I think we got a call here. Go ahead.
Didn't you see AOC's rally with him this weekend?
Man, all I saw was her running around on stage, dancing like a mad person.
Right, that's what I'm referring to. So it's funny because part of that is Bowman then is dancing like crazy, and then he goes, we're standing up for the South Bronx. Well, his district's not even the South Bronx.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what I mean? It's not in the South Bronx.
I think they're both going to look back at that, and it's going to be their, yeah! Oh,
Yeah, like Howard Dean in
yeah, it's gonna be
2004.
the Howard Dean moment. Let's take a call here on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, good morning. You're on there.
Shalom to Matt. They said the show kind of getting a little boring, and without Master D, it's just not exciting. Well, I'm going to make it exciting. I would like for you to turn out at the city council. We're going to cut that Andrew Jackson statue down. I would love for you to put it in your front yard and start taking pictures. This would be a good revenue source for you, man. That would be the perfect way to make money because one thing, it would show the real makeup of where you stay at. And we're willing to sell it to you for probably about $2,500. You know, it's full of brass.
Man, I'll come take that statue.
I'll pay $2,500 for
Andrew,
it.
you know, he was one of the founders of the Ku Klux Klan.
Well, he was also a founder of the Democrat Party.
Well, the Democratic Party founded the Ku Klux Klan. I mean,
Yep.
You're not talking to no dummy.
I mean, look, I'm not cooking for this statue.
You said you mad about they're going to take it down?
Well, because I don't like people removing history. But that statue, I'm not no Andrew Jackson fan. The city's named after him.
You got a real smart young man. He's one of the most lawyers control the boulets, the Negro. But anyway.
He does.
You say, let me ask you something. What country you know that was defeated in a war and still fly the flag and held to the chief? You know what I'm saying? You got to realize, man, you're talking about people that were oppressed, done in a imaginable way, and they sitting here talking about global warming. Ain't got no global warming. It's y'all's warming.
I didn't say there was global warming. I just said it was hot.
Today it is. Today's
Today
global
is-
warming. Today we got global warming.
It's always been hot here.
Huh?
It's always been hot here. I don't think today is any different than 50 years
I ain't
ago.
talking about you ain't seen hot. You know, you ain't seen hot yet. But look at what's going on in this country with these plagues and stuff. America's modern needs them. And y'all talking about you don't even talk. You can't understand because you're not spiritual, son.
Matt-
You and your wife or your girlfriend living in sin. Get yourself right with the Lord, man. Get married.
Hey, let me ask you a
Get yourself right
question.
with the Lord. I don't care what color you is. You're going to need the Lord. We're going in World War III. It's not going to be in the winter. These little young white guys ain't finna fight no war, just like these black ones ain't. They've been assimilated. You know what I'm saying?
Master D, I've already got.
I already said he going down with the ship, and Donald Trump ain't gonna be no savior because they gonna start it before he even get in office.
Damn lie.
Writing on the wall, huh?
You're a damn lie. Donald Trump is going to be a savior. He's my Lord and Savior, and I've already got him on my side. I do not sin in Donald Trump's eyes.
Joe Biden already ordered all these bootleg niggas gonna be arrested if he lose, and he look like he gonna lose and stuff. And Donald Trump only gonna win with the black male vote. That's who gonna put him in, because all across this country they gonna capture out a vote for him. So Donald Trump would get them vote and apologize and let them folks get their passport and get out this country, because it ain't finna be no winners. America's finna fall, and it's gonna be just you and your friend. Y'all need to go watch The Postman tonight or the Civil War, because it's finna go down. Because you don't understand, you have got the seed of the Creator in your country, and you got rich off of cotton, not off slavery. It's just you use the same Negroes that built the pyramids. And you just don't understand. You're not spiritual. White people are not spiritual like that. They come from black people and they still go, we believe in race. Well, you don't understand. You came from them. Where you gonna go grow some soil at, white soil at? Come from us. Man, y'all crazy. Y'all have a good day. Y'all can hate me all you want. I don't care. Come on with the come on.
You know what, Sean, what's so crazy is
But
I agree with so much of what he says. But he throws such a few weird curveballs in there that it makes everything else seem crazy. But I do believe Civil War is coming.
Is that what
Or
he
some
said?
version of it.
I thought he was talking about Andrew Jackson was involved in the Civil War. I was like, no, he was pre-Civil War.
Look, that Andrew Jackson statue. We'll run over 1 minute here. That Andrew Jackson statue. We both established we don't have to agree with the man to have an appreciation for the history. and the fact that the city is named after him.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm, and there's a lot of, there's some bad things about Andrew Jackson, not just slavery, but other things. That
He founded the Democrat Party. That's like the number one for me.
That necessarily was what I was referring to, but there's other things about him that, were rough, but there's a lot of great things about him. I mean, he's the hero of the Battle of New Orleans in the War of 1812. The guy is, he's a military hero.
I know you didn't like Shad's piece on it, but I thought Shad did a good piece on him in the Magnolia Tribune.
I don't know.
And he really, and what I thought was good about it, not the culture war stuff, but highlighting some of the good things Andrew Jackson had done that never gets spoken about.
Yeah, he's done a lot of great. I mean, I read a book about him. I think it's called American Lion, and very interesting. But no, I didn't dislike his piece. I was just like, what's the auditor talking about this for? That's the only thing I was. I was like, what? I thought that was kind of different. But
let me ask this on that. Now, we agree on the book being a bad idea.
Yeah,
because that's done from kind of the desk of the auditor. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But like him having opinions about stuff like this, I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, he can have opinions on anything he wants to. I just didn't know if that was like, I mean, he's just obviously delving into that for a political, which is fine if that's what he wants to do. I just was kind of like coming from the auditor. I thought maybe that, and it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But
I mean, it's a position you run as a Republican or a Democrat as.
Yeah, he can. I mean, he gets to. I like his Twitter feed because it's pretty funny. If you ever follow that, I mean, it's kind of funny. So I guess it's maybe the same thing.
I don't mind him putting his nose in all that stuff. Well, two reasons. I mean, I'll admit it's kind of being kind of hypocritical. Or is one, a Democrat would. They would be the auditor, and they'd be telling us all about critical race theory and racism and all this other stuff. We would have to hear about it. So this is the world we've created.
Yeah.
Shad White is is birthed from all these other crazy people saying their stuff and doing their stuff. I'm not calling Shad crazy. I'm just making a point.
Yeah.
All the left does is spew all this nonsense constantly from positions. We're like, well, why is the auditor talking about this? Why is the mayor talking about this stuff? And I mean, Shad's just in a position, making a name for himself, doing exactly what the left does.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you look at it from that perspective, I can't disagree in terms of like all politicians kind of get into stuff that really doesn't involve them because they're making political points, whatever side they're on. I mean, if somebody on the left is going to make a point like maybe about DEI or whatever you're talking about, and Chad's going to talk about the statue. So I guess from that perspective, I guess he just has a pattern of doing these things that
he's a symptom of, the greater,
right,
issue that's going on. Ryan, stay on hold. We got to take a break. We'll be right back with Shaun YURTKURAN here on The Clay Edwards Show. Breaking rules when necessary. Welcome back into The Clay Edwards Show. The guys, speaking of air conditioning and humidity and things not working, if your air conditioning isn't working, you look, that's showing one thing. Come late June, July, August, you don't have to wonder if your air is working or not.
No.
It ain't like a fall day where you're like, is it really blowing cold? Is it working? I can't quite tell. You try to trick yourself into thinking it's working. My dad was the world's worst about that, or is still the world's worst about that. He's still amongst us. He will try to convince himself that the air is working when it's not.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to call the homeowners insurance folks. I mean, I've never seen nothing like it. I don't know, man. I mean, it's blowing cold. It ain't blowing cold. It's 90 degrees in this house. Anyway, but if he did not have that homeowners insurance, that appliance insurance, home warranty company. Anyway, they're not an advertiser here. Pure Air Consultants is.
Yeah.
Call Pure Air Consultants. Ever wonder why your AC has stopped working? Every time it quits working, I wonder why. The common reasons for that issue include a flip switch. So that's what my dad's always hoping is. It's a flip switch.
Aren't we all though? I do that every time.
It's like, let's just flip it from auto to on.
Oh yeah. Hit the breaker. That's like, the other one.
Tap it 3 times. Cut it off. Cut it on. Go cut it off. Then cut the breaker off. Cut it back on. Then cut it back on. Hope it flips something. Anyway, a dirty condenser, an improperly sized unit, an old unit, or even a malfunctioning thermostat. For over 40 years, Pure Air Consultants has been delivering exceptional cooling systems to Central Mississippi, and they want to offer you a rare gift, a free labor warranty for 5 years. They take care of new construction builds, thermostat installation, unit installation, and more. Financing is available. Pure Air Consultants also specializes in air duct cleaning, air duct sealing, and dry vent cleaning. Make sure the air you breathe is as clean and fresh as possible. Check them out online, mypureairconsultants.com. Ream, a new degree of comfort. Over 40 years, My Pure Air Consultants has been delivering exceptional cooling systems to Mississippi. They do heat work, too.
That business is not too good right now.
No, my heater does not need to work right now. But if for some reason you need some heater work done, they got you taken care of as well. Sean, we got Ryan on the phone.
Yep.
Hey, on the Mazda Jackson phone, we got Ryan. Hey, brother, thanks for staying on hold.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I just want to talk to my white allies and my black folks that are listening. Listen, there is nothing that a dead guy has done to affect me right now in today's time. Andrew Jackson hasn't done a doggone thing that affects me and my family right now. But you know who has? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the 94 crime bill, those folks, Kenneth Stokes, all these people that affect me today. If you ride down the street in Jackson, those people affect you today. The people that are in the city council today, they affect you today. The people that are in the mayor's office, they affect you today. If you want to change anything, I don't think take it down the statue or even trying to rewrite history or bury the history. You need to create history, get these folks out. These folks affect you today. I get it. People want to be mad. You want to get upset at something. Be upset at yourself for the way you have been voting. Be upset at yourself for the things that you are ignorant of. Find some stuff to be upset about. Get some people who are going to be upset about it with you, but channel your energy to people who affect you today, like the people that are in office right now. Andrew Jackson ain't coming back. He gone.
Yeah,
everything he did is done.
Ryan, you hit a great point, man. Regardless what side of the fence you're on, I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, or independent, whatever, you have to focus your attentions on the things in front of you. I am not the least bit worried about what somebody dead has done. It does, again, you just made a great point. It does not affect me none. Now, sometimes there's people who have recently died who have done a bunch of dumb things that do directly affect us, and there have been negative consequences and repercussions from those things. But neither here nor there. For the most part, you can't change that. But you hit the nail on the head again. You can change what's in front of you by voting these people out of office. And an excuse that I get really tired of people saying is, like on Shockwood, they're like, "But who were we supposed to vote for? There wasn't another good candidate." Sometimes just change for the sake of change is good, because one thing we know is, I honestly, I don't think there could be anybody worse, because he not only is he bad, he's also corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And just he's in it for oneself. It's reparations politics, and it's his turn at the trough. And he's bad at everything else too. I mean, nobody. We've had this conversation before, Ryan. Nobody can tell you one positive thing he's done for Jackson. Everything that he touches is a net negative. Everything.
Right, and that goes for a lot of the things that Democrats do. I don't understand why people don't see what's in front of them. I mean, you're getting more of the same. I mean, it just is what it is. You could say, they was kicking a can down the street and he inherited this. Oh, okay, all right. We've been saying that for years. I mean, not just on the micro, but the macro. Look at the country. I mean, if we keep doing the same thing, we are going to continue to get the same result. I mean, it's just common sense, man. But I'm gonna lay my plane there, man. I just want people to understand, man. It's stupid to tear down the statue. It's stupid. Even if you're going to tear down the statue, are you going to change the city's name? Are you going to change the name of Jackson State? Are you going to? I mean, what? I mean, and if you did, what is that going to? It's not going to accomplish anything. It's not going to change anything. And plus, we ain't got the money, man. But I'm going to go. Y'all take care, man. I love calling in. I love hearing you guys' opinion. And, Sean, you got to talk about weed some more, man. I love it when you talk about weed, bro.
We will, I promise.
One of my favorite topics.
Be good, Ryan.
All right, y'all.
All right. Man, I love it when we get base black dudes that call in and just get it. And Ryan's a guy that used to not get it. I mean, we used to be on polar opposite ends of this conversation, and I think a little time out there in the world and kind of an opportunity to see things through a different lens. We can disagree on national stuff all day, but Sean, this is one of the reasons you and I get along so good is we really do, for the most part, agree on everything concerning local politics. Like, you can disagree Republican, Democrat nationally. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not a fight I'm ever trying to fight with people anymore. Like, I'm going to have my opinions. You're not changing my mind. I'm not trying to change yours. Locally is a different story. Yeah. I will argue with people and try to change their mind locally, because that affects us all way more. And, I don't have to live in Jackson for Jackson's shenanigans to negatively affect me.
No, I mean, yeah, absolutely true. I mean, I think this Andrew Jackson statue is just a great example of that. I mean, I think Ryan made a good point when he was talking about when we do rename the city, rename Jackson State, rename just everything. And, I think that's something we have to reconcile with our past. There's a lot of people that we consider great leaders that did bad things that were not good. Andrew Jackson being one of them. Abraham Lincoln, I was reading some of his old writings like about a week ago, and even he made negative comments constantly about minorities prior to being president. Talking about that he believed the black race to be an inferior race, things like that. That he said prior to being president. So does that make him lesser of a great figure for the things that he did do? I just think, we're talking about a different time when people did things that, we would not find acceptable today, but we just have to just look at it through that lens and not maybe like today's lens. And I think people have a hard time separating that. I don't know that we should just get rid of everybody from history because they did bad things, whether it's against black people or whoever else, and I think that's just a problem that we keep finding ourselves engaging in that. And I do also I think when there's I think the issue of like Andrew Jackson statue is different than the state flag, where we're talking about the Confederacy in a war against the United States and that whole issue, right? Andrew Jackson was a hero of the United States, and the city's named after him. So I just don't think it's the same kind of thing there.
No, I agree 100%. Let's take a call real quick on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, good morning. You're on there.
Clay.
Hey.
Hey, man. This is Anthony. I was listening to the conversation this morning, and I had some free time. There was an article written, I don't know, it's probably 3 or 4 years ago now. It was either in the American Spectator or National Review. And one of the things it was talking about was weaponized government. The article was specifically talking about New Orleans. Well, one of the things that these groups like to do to kind of distract you from the streets and distract you from the schools and distract you from everything that's going on is to do things like move the Andrew Jackson statue. Because what happens is you've got some people that can't imagine a world with good streets and imagine good schools because they've been stuck in poverty or they've been stuck in a bad place, bad neighborhoods in Jackson and things like that. So that gives this feeling that you have these politicians that are doing something to advance your cause and do something for you. In the meantime, you've got sewage in the streets. And like I said, this article is talking about how government's weaponized against people in big cities, but it applies to Jackson. I mean, it's the same thing.
Absolutely.
And, it was kind of crazy. One of the things it goes on to talk about is that mayors like Chuckway, what they can't tolerate is a vibrant, strong middle class because the wealth. I live in Belhaven. My kid goes to private school, always has. I'm not wealthy, but we don't use the city for things. Like our yard guy hauled off our traffic. I know I sound like I'm being bougie, but like our yard guy hauled off our our garbage during that crisis and all that kind of stuff. We don't really use the city that much. Poverty-stricken people that are in really bad shape, they're kind of stuck. The middle class are the ones that go vote. They expect good schools. They expect churches to be safe. My church, we have to have security because people have gotten robbed there. That middle class group of folks don't tolerate this sort of thing well and will vote you out of office. The really poverty-stricken people will think moving the Andrew Jackson statue helped them, and the wealthier, higher middle-class people, they don't use your stuff anyway and don't really, they don't even vote. They just need to live close to the hospital. And I think that's what we're seeing in Jackson.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. If you can find that article, will you email it to me, clay@wyab.com?
Yeah. Like I say, it's a couple of years old now, and it was specifically directed at New Orleans, but the parallels are
Oh, 100%.
Start on. I'll find it and email it to you today.
Latoya the Destroyer and Chakwe Antar Lumumba are the same person.
Well, you don't have to actively collude to be working towards the same goals,
100%.
right?
Yep.
So it doesn't matter that they don't know each other. They're doing the same things and believe the same things, so you're getting the same thing.
Oh, make no mistake. They know each other. It's a race to the bottom if you throw in them two and the mayor from Memphis and a couple of the other ones around here. Hey, brother, I ran over, but I wanted to take your call, man. Thank you so much, Anthony. Good hearing from you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
All right, we'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show with SHAUN YURTKURAN. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. This segment is brought to you by our friends over at Parlor 1883 right here in downtown Flora. I'm sorry, Parlor 1886. All these history, I'm getting these numbers mixed up. It's probably the address. Parlor 1886 right here in downtown Flora. Hey, guys, look, they're way more than just a little bar, just a little restaurant. First off, they're not little. It's a nice-sized place. They're Flora's living room. Get by there, check them out, grab a drink, grab an appetizer, get you some good bar food, made from scratch, great stuff. Enjoy live entertainment, karaoke, and more. They're open Monday through Saturday. I believe they're closed on Sundays. You have to confirm with them on that. But they are now open on Mondays. So goodbye. Check them out, man. Enjoy a nice lounge. It's kind of like Flora's version of Cheers. Really cool spot. Get there early, man. Grab one of the couch sections with your friends. Have a unique social experience out there at Parlor 1886 this evening. Like I said, we came by one night a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed ourselves. But when you got to drive back to Brandon, you can only do so much enjoying. So I had to get back out here one night when somebody else is driving and partake in a good time at Parlor 1886. Goodbye there. Check them out this afternoon. It's available for I believe you can rent it out and some other stuff too. So check them out on Facebook, Parlor 1886. SHAUN, real quick, going back to the Andrew Jackson stuff.
Yeah.
I knew I had not misremembered this. Mm-hmm. Do you not remember when Chakwe did this Reclaim the Name campaign?
And remind me, I don't.
So I had vaguely remembered about the same time they started talking about moving the statue back in July 2020.
Okay.
And I was like, he said they were going to reclaim the name. They knew they couldn't change the name of Jackson, mm-hmm. but they can make Jackson mean something different instead of Andrew Jackson. Here's a little quote here. It says, the mayor of Jackson no longer wants the city's name to be associated with the former president, Andrew Jackson. So stupid. I want to say a cuss word so bad. I want to just drop an F-bomb on the radio. So effing stupid. Anyway, Mayor Chakwe Antar Lumumba posted on Facebook that he wants people to correlate the city's name with its Hebrew meaning.
What?
Mm-hmm. SHAUN says, when I took office, I found out that Jackson means God has shown favor, Lumumba said. We want to reclaim the name for our city for that meaning and divorce it from the legacy of a brutal owner of enslaved people who were instrumental in initiating the Trail of Tears amongst indigenous people. This is no different. Lumumba's motion to reclaim the name of Jackson comes one day after the city council approved his request with a 5-1 vote to relocate the statue of Andrew Jackson from its current location in front of City Hall. Mind you, this was July 8th, 2020.
I just Googled that real quick, right? It said that Jackson actually means son of Jack or son of John, right? The Hebrew name is Yochanan, which means God is gracious. That's what it means.
No, so he even screwed that up.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, this is too stupid to be stupid. So we're like, what is the Hebrew meaning? Shut up! It's named after Andrew Jackson. I don't care what you.
What's an English surname, but I guess originally it derives from a Hebrew name, he didn't get the right interpretation of it.
I just want people to understand that while Jackson is by every definition a failed city, This is what the leadership is sitting around discussing. This screams Safari Amari, Dr. Amari or whatever her name is. What does Kingfish call her? Safari Amari?
I can't remember.
This screams Dr. Amari more so than it does Chokwe.
Well, you know what it just boils down to, Clay, and just think about the old Roman.
Racism.
Well, I was saying the old Roman saying bread and circus while you're,
yeah.
while you're doing other things that I think we're all about to see come out. But yeah, it's bread and circus. Hey, look over here. It's the Andrew Jackson statue. Or look over here. What other things he said? A million different stuff, It's,
well, and in the midst of all this,
let's rename this boulevard. Like, it's just,
in the midst of all this, these idiots are hiring a couple positions, and I screenshot this post yesterday. I want to thank Sean for tagging me in this. It ruined my day. The city of Jackson has posted on Facebook some jobs they are looking to fill. It says, join our team. We have a local festival manager role with the Office of Economic Development. They are hiring somebody to manage local festivals. This goes back to the having nice things when you don't have normal things conversation.
well, when I saw that, I thought of you and Chip. It's the first people I thought of. I said, you guys would be perfect for this.
Oh, it says, the National Folk Festival is coming to Jackson in 2025, continuing a 90-year tradition of celebrating the roots, richness, and variety of American culture through music, dance, traditional craft, and food.
Sounds pretty cool, actually.
The city of Jackson is seeking a seasoned candidate to serve as local festival manager, working closely with the city and the festival producer, the National Council for the Traditional Arts, NCTA, to ensure that the National Folk Festival residency in Jackson is highly successful. This sounds like a job for Kamikaze. Like for Brad Franklin, go do some community organizing. This sounds like a community organizer position.
Oh, I thought it. See, when I read it briefly, I thought it was like street party. That's what I thought of you and Chip. Rock concert festival. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think they have bastardized the word festival.
Yeah, I was just going back to the '90s, I guess, with that one, thinking festival.
I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to do a little research during the break here on what the National Folk Festival is, because I hear National Folk Festival and I'm thinking, are we getting like the Crips, the Folks, the G's?
See, I thought folk music. That's what I was thinking of, like Joan Baez,
the Blue and Black. The Crips.
Oh, okay, we had different interpretations of the word folk, I guess.
Yeah, I just can't imagine, like, you're thinking old Americana folk music.
That's what I was thinking of.
That ain't coming to Jackson.
I mean, I don't know. I just didn't. That was what I thought when I read folk festival. I was thinking that.
You know what was in Jackson a few weeks ago at the convention center? And they clearly got bamboozled. Like it was like a country line dance, national country line dance thing.
See, things like that can come here.
Yeah. I bet they don't come back. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. We got about a minute here before our top of the hour break. We ran over bigly, hugely in a couple of those segments. But, man, when we get good phone calls, Sean, I just can't cut people off.
No, definitely, man. I mean, we can never cut Master D off.
Master D, Anthony. I think that was somebody. I feel like somebody. Ryan's call was great too. All right, look, we'll be back here in 7 minutes. I have Googled National Folk Festival. It is exactly what I thought it was. Sean, we'll be right back.
Right.
Of the Clay Edwards Show here with Shaun YURTKURAN, the most incendiary show on the radio on 103.9 FM WYAB. This segment brought to you by our friends out at Mercy House Auto Center right there in Crystal Springs, Mississippi. Guys, look, you already know they're your home for $10,000 to $20,000 vehicles. You need something affordable, trying to rebuild credit. Got great credit. They have credit options for everybody. If you got enough money down, you're probably leaving with a car, regardless of your credit. So it's a good place to start, Mercy House Auto Center. But, hey, here's the other thing. Selling cars isn't really a problem. Getting cars is a problem for dealerships, man. They're so high. And, but these guys are doing the Lord's work down there at Mercy House Auto Center. The money that they make from the car dealership goes to fund Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge, which is a drug rehabilitation center that's helping beat addiction and put fathers back in homes. Maybe you've got an old car sitting around, running or not. Maybe you're a business owner. You got a fleet of older vehicles. It's time to trade them in, trade up, move up. why don't you get the tax write-off for donating those things instead of whatever the trade-in amount would be, or the hassle of having to sell them to individuals and deal with the Craigslist crazies and the marketplace maniacs and all that stuff. Call Mercy House Auto Center. They'll come, they'll pick the vehicle up. All you got to do is have a clean title, and boom, that's it. Running or not, they'll haul it on off from you, and you'll get the tax write-off for whatever they can sell it for. So you can't beat it. Check them out online, mercyhouseautocenter.com, located right down there in Crystal Springs, Mississippi. Sean.
Yeah.
I'm going to start calling you Bankroll Sean.
Bankroll. Yeah.
So there's a great follow on Instagram. I mean, if you kind of like hip-hop culture and you like a little brain damage, there's a dude named Bankroll Sean. It's a bankroll _ Sean. It's SHAWN 1. Bankroll _ Sean, spelled SHAWN and the number 1. And he goes outside in and around Jackson, bars, neighborhoods, stuff like this, and he interviews hood folks. I don't know any other way to say it. Interviews hood folks and ask them, they sound like he's asking like really common sense dumb questions, and actually some of them aren't so dumb, but it's just the way it's presented as like everybody should know this answer. And it's amazing like what people get wrong, what I got wrong. Now some of them are stupid questions, and like he asked 3 girls a second ago, how many years are in a century? 2 of the 3 said 100. They weren't very confident about it either. And the third one, she finally ended up agreeing with the other girls, but she thought it was 10, and she thought it was like 10 cents because of a century. It was rough.
It was a little rough.
It was rough. Now, the other guy who was rolling the blunt there in the Vibe parking lot,
Yeah.
out there, the old Copelands,
His jacket was my favorite.
he's literally busting down a blunt, rolling it on camera. A JPD cruiser with the blue lights on rolls right behind him. And, I mean, and he does not skip a beat. He is no worse for the wear. It just no respect for the police. That's just the vibe I got.
Yeah.
And the question they asked him was, what was it, Sean?
It was about what do you call when you turn liquid to gas?
And what is it, vaporizing?
Vaporization.
I was thinking condensation.
Yeah. I actually, I'm not going to lie. I had to Google it. That's not my area. Stuff like that. It's just not. You know, I can tell you about the history of Andrew Jackson, but I cannot answer those kinds of questions. I just don't know. I would have been the dumb guy on the corner on that one.
Hey, so real quick, a new study has come out, and I got some bad news. So this bad news Clay today. Alcohol is riskier than previously thought.
Yeah, I'm reading that in the Wall Street Journal right now. It's got a good article, and the Times does.
Yeah, the Times is a little lengthy. I read the whole thing last night. It took about 20 minutes to read it. Mm-hmm. But long story short, drinking is a little bit worse for you than thought. But they did break down an interesting question in here. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, about how much time it shortens off your life.
Yeah.
If you're a drink or 2 or 3 a week, I think it's like 5 or less a week.
Yeah.
It really only knocks off about 2 to 3 weeks off your life.
Oh.
If you're a 5 to 6 drink a day person, now these are averages,
Yeah.
right? And it didn't say for how long this was over. Let's just say 20 years.
5 to 6 a day.
5 to 6 a day.
Yeah.
You're liable to knock off 2 to 3 years off your life.
That's worth it. That is totally worth it.
Yeah,
I'll take that deal right now.
What is? Can you got Google pulled up over there?
Yeah.
What is the average life expectancy of an American?
I think men, it's like either 76 or 72. Oh, men, yeah. Let me pull it up. U.S. Okay, here we go. It is 74.8 years.
So you basically let's just round down a little bit. So let's just say you clock out of here at 70.
Deal.
Yeah,
Taking it. Would you take the deal?
I've outlived my usefulness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't drink 5 to 6 a day. Now I drink more than 5 to 6 on the weekends. I don't like to drink every single day
because it's an interesting payoff. Now look, there are other things that can pop up with abuse, as we all know, cirrhosis.
Yeah,
and other things. I don't want to make light of this at all, but let's just remove that from it for a minute.
Sure.
For the sake of having a fun conversation.
If the old guys at Martin's can still be alive, I feel like I got a chance.
Yeah.
That's...
Yes, I mean, so do you trade current satisfaction and enjoyment for a healthier, older life? I mean, that's the question, right? And if all we're talking about is trimming a few years off the life, are we talking about an unhealthy 5 or 6 years leading into that? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, how bad is it?
I mean, look, we know, all joking aside, we know that drinking is enjoyable in the moment. It's immediately regrettable the next day, and it does have long-term negative health effects. I mean, I don't think that's questionable. You can see somebody who drinks a lot and see how much older they look.
Yeah. I mean, it's right. It's just someone like drinking every day excessively. Yeah, it's not good for you.
You know, like if I go a couple weeks or a month without drinking, I feel great. My brain's clicking on all cylinders, especially in the mornings when we do these radio shows. There's way more boom, 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 boom.
Nothing's better than a night, that's why I try not to drink during the weekdays. Sometimes that doesn't happen, obviously, for whatever reason. But generally, that's kind of like, that's the goal I work towards, not the weekdays. And you know how much better you feel when you wake up in the mornings. Because it's just terrible. Now, so this report that came out is worrying the alcohol industry because, and you probably knew about this, younger generations have started to move away from alcohol more than like our Gen X and people that drank.
They're doing non-alcoholic drinks and marijuana.
And marijuana now, actually, for the first time ever, there's more daily marijuana users in the United States than alcohol users for the first time ever.
It's very interesting. Let's take a call real quick on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, thanks for staying on hold. You're on there.
Yeah, what's up? It's Elrod.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, I was going to say this. As weed is legal, alcohol. The people that don't like to drink, like myself, I don't like what it does to me. I'm a little bit allergic to it. We'd rather go the green side. So we don't need to drink anymore to get a buzz. So the alcohol is losing a lot of money. They're one of the reasons why weed was illegal for so long, because they don't want to lose their business.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can't argue with. I mean, from a business standpoint, I can't argue with them. Being very anti recreational marijuana.
Yeah.
And let me just say this: I'm driving to work behind someone with a FAFO sticker. I'm just going to let you know it's getting around.
Taking over the world, man. Taking over the world. Elrod,
that's it, bud. Y'all have a good show, man.
Thanks, brother. So,
I mean, it's a good point. You take if you smoke marijuana or take an edible, at night, you relaxes you, and then you wake up and you don't feel bad. You get moving just as you would if you didn't do anything.
And if you can prevent from getting the munchies, you're not going to have the weight gain and just the constant aging. Mm-hmm. Let's take a call. Hey, you're on there.
Good morning, Clay. Big Ed here.
Hey, brother.
So let's go back to our cirrhosis conversation for a second.
Sure.
I attended a spring symposium down in Florida a couple months ago, and the topic of the convention was non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Yeah.
Which what we're eating, consuming, being exposed to, or everything else in this world is clogging up our livers, and we can't change them after 5,000 miles like we do an oil filter on our car. People need to learn what's going on. They need to learn how to detox their liver and clean it up, or they're going to end up with cirrhosis and menopause box.
Hey,
I just wanted to sit.
Hey,
yeah,
while I got you, since you brought that up, do you have any tips for cleaning out your liver?
Do I now?
Do you have any good tips for cleaning out your liver?
I actually do, but that's a business I'm fixing.
Oh, I got you.
I don't think you want to advertise my business without contribution.
Well, I tell you, you're here.
When I get set up, I will get back with you and talk about it at length.
Hey,
it can be done, and it can be done naturally with food supplements and not medication. So everything can be fixed by a shot or a prescription.
What do you think about milk thistle? People have used that for years for cleaning out.
It's part of what I use. I use milk thistle, selenium, and a product that's made by a company I know called Live Aid. And I can't tell you exactly what's in the Live Aid, but it's all natural supplements. And actually, I think it's made in Germany right now.
When you get ready, let's schedule a time for you to come on the show, and I'm sure people would love to hear about this.
I'd be glad to, buddy. And for what it's worth, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease in 8-year-old kids.
8?
And probably over 80% of the population in this country now has some degree of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So you don't have to be an alcoholic to get a bad liver.
Man,
I
that's
hope
good.
y'all have a great day. I thought I'd share that with you, buddy. Take care.
Thanks, brother. That's good information there.
I know. Now I'm just like starting to have anxiety.
I know. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing: is everything will kill you.
Yeah.
You just have to decide. You know, the balance there between it's like, all right, I know this is bad for me. Do I want the instant enjoyment or do I want the discipline to overcome it? But look, to his point, it's so much more than just alcohol now.
Sure.
It's the stuff in foods.
Yeah.
That's why I'm such a fan of Stonington Farm.
Yeah.
You know, you got the natural grass-fed, grass-finished beef sourced right here in Mississippi. They're actually going to be delivering up here this Friday. You got today and tomorrow to get your orders in for your for your grass-fed beef order. And that's the first place you can start to take over your health is controlling what you put in your mouth, knowing where it's sourced from. And I'm going to tell you, I can't think of, it's so, Sean, I guess let me make this in a Stonington Farm read real quick. Let's go to stoningtonfarm.com and just check it out. I mean, you can get one pack of hamburger meat. You don't have to buy a big order. Just dip your toe in the water a little bit. Try some grass-fed hamburger meat. Try some broth. And just tell them my name. Tell me you heard it here on the show. You're going to get 5% off. Just give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? You wasted $10 on a pack of hamburger meat that you didn't like?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, give it to the dogs. You're going to love it. I'm just saying. It's a small investment to make for your health. StoningtonFarm.com. Go ahead, Sean.
No, I was going to say, I mean, I think also with what this report was talking about, how now there's more daily marijuana users than there are alcohol users because of younger generations moving away. And it's kind of interesting that, in our lifetime to see the stigma of marijuana move from where it was maybe 30, 40 years ago to where it is now, which is generally socially acceptable. And also it's interesting when you think, I was talking to my dad the other day about it, who was a very extensive marijuana user since the 60s, I think. And you were saying, like, you never hear stories about somebody beat their wife when they were taking an edible, or that they killed somebody when they were just smoking marijuana, or I know there's some car crashes that can cause from that, but not to the extent that it does when one's drinking alcohol. We just saw this story of the lady the other day. Was it a school teacher was she the school teacher, the one driving the wrong way on the interstate?
No, it was the school teacher was the one innocently killed.
She was killed. Okay.
Yeah. It was another lady that was driving the wrong way that has a history of drugs and alcohol and stuff of that nature.
And she was drunk, I assume. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you don't hear that as much when somebody just smoked a joint. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many negative. My point is, there's so many negative consequences to alcohol use, I think, over marijuana use, and now we're kind of all starting to see that a lot easier. So,
I do. Look, I know people who have gotten high and wrecked.
Sure, I mean, it happens.
Yeah. And I'm sure people have gotten high and beat their significant other's butt.
Boy, that would be weird. If you were high when you're doing, like, you can barely lift your arm up. I just kept trying to envision this in my mind.
I mean, there's a whole generation of Jacksonians that get high like to kill each other.
But they're high and drinking. Yeah, I'm thinking they're probably high and they're drinking too. I'm not saying do both at the same time.
I mean, we don't know that. We don't know that. I mean, they're definitely high, busting down blunts with the police in the background.
Yeah, they're drinking some 40s too, I have a feeling. That's my guess.
It's the malt liquor and the and the THC intertwining with one another for a bipolar kickback there.
Yeah, that's not a good combination. You need to pick one or the other.
And look, I love the thought of weed. Mm-hmm. Like all the stuff that we said, all that sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh man, just take an edible and relax. Man, an edible will snatch your soul out of your body, and have you standing up, looking back down at yourself, wanting to know, Jesus, I just want to get high.
Yeah,
that is not a pleasurable experience.
It's bad when anybody that will probably get this, if you've ever done that and Googled "can edibles kill me," which is something I think that everybody's using has probably done it sometime in the past.
Yeah, I had one almost kill me last week. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with Shaun YURTKURAN here on the Clay Edwards Show. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by Lakeland Glass and Tint. Get over there, see them today for all your automotive glass repair and replacement needs. You can check them out at the OG location right there on Lakeland Drive in Flowood, right over there by Red Arrow Car Wash. Lakeland Glass and Tint. Go online today. Get a free quote at lakelandglassandtint.com. And hey, if you don't need a windshield or your glass replaced, you probably need your windows tinted. It's rather hot outside. Get some of that good Expel ceramic tint. Help keep the heat out of your vehicle. Keep those seats a little cooler. It seems like every car has leather seats right now, and the back of your legs get oh so burned. Let Lakeland Glass and Tint help cool things down a little bit with some ceramic tint. And, of course, let them help protect your paint and clear coat as well with ceramic coating or PPF, paint protection film. They got it all. Get you taken care of today. Earned as the number one Expel installer dealer of the year. 2 years in a row. That's Lakeland Glass and Tint, where quality matters. Easy phone number, too. I don't give out many numbers, but 601-946-1000. 601-946-1000. Lakeland Glass and Tint. Speaking of phone numbers, Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. Mazda of Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. I want to circle back to our last topic real quick just to put an explanation point at the end of the sentence. I took a CBD gummy last week, and only a portion of it. I didn't take a marijuana. I didn't do nothing illegal. I don't have a cannabis card. I didn't go buy anything illegal. I bought a CBD gummy, and I even broke it into 3 pieces, and a third of it still almost killed me. And what I came to the rationalization of during the break was CBD and marijuana are not the same thing. It's like Coke and meth. CBD is the meth of to marijuana's cocaine. It is the gas station bathtub crank of all natural herbal supplementation.
Yeah, it's not good in my opinion. I just had some bad experiences.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I've done it twice now. This Delta 8 stuff, and one time I did a whole gummy, and I was about 30 minutes later like, this ain't working. I took another one.
That's when it begins.
And I had COVID the next, I woke up with COVID. I'm pretty sure that the CBD was COVID. Yeah. I got bamboozled. That CBD would have failed a COVID test. Of course, everything failed a COVID test. It could have given that chair a COVID test. It would have failed it.
Maybe it was a Pfizer CBD gummy,
Oh, of course. Joe Biden approved.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm done with the CBD. I did, now that Southern Sky, the big facility up here, they have a CBD line as well.
Yeah.
And I got I had some CBD gummies from them. They sent me like a little happy sack with a bunch of stuff in it. And it had like 2 different kind of CBD gummies. Those were very tolerable. But, it's not like gas station versions.
Sure.
And really good stuff. They gave me a CBD cream for like muscle pain and stuff.
Yeah.
I've actually used it a couple times after working out, like my shoulders and stuff would be sore. You would get a pulled muscle or something. It's like it doesn't get you high or anything, but it definitely numbs whatever area you put it on. So
yeah.
It can be used for pretty interesting stuff. So anyway, no more of that for Clay. Let's hard shift to gears here.
Yeah.
Somebody texted in and said y'all wouldn't be saying that if you had grandkids. I'm not sure what we said, so I'll refresh my memory, whatever that was in context to. Pull up my show notes here. Shaun, let's talk. So you won't be back here till Friday.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the debate a little bit. Biden is hunkered down, getting his adrenochrome or having his replacement prepared.
Okay. What is adrenochrome again? I don't even know.
It's children's. It's the blood of children.
Oh, that's right.
It's what Chrissy Teigen and all them allegedly do when they order their pizzas from the Pizzagate, from Cosmo's Pizza or whatever.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's a weirdo. Did you know that Chrissy Teigen interviewed Kamala Harris the other day? Like, Chrissy Teigen has made posts about trafficking children. I mean, she has posts on the interwebs about that. Very gross, terrible individual. I mean, she used to be kind of hot, but not anymore.
Sounds familiar. I don't even know where I know her from, but is she a news reporter?
She's married to John Legend, I think.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. I just want to play something real quick. I know we were going to talk about the debate, but I saw this in my show prep, and dang it. One thing I hate about Evernote, when you click a link, it takes you to a landing page.
Yeah.
Then you got to click the link again. This is cackling Kamala being interviewed by Chrissy Teigen, and it's rather tone deaf too, given Chrissy Teigen's involvement in Pizzagate. and ordering kids and stuff, allegedly, of course. There's the two of them interviewing.
You were the first vice president of the United States to visit an abortion clinic, traveling earlier this year to a Planned Parenthood in Minnesota. We'll say no president has, no vice president before Kamala. So,
and here's a tweet from Chrissy, by the way. It says, seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just, I want to put myself in jail. This is a tweet she sent.
What?
Chrissy Teigen, the woman interviewing the vice president of the United States right now about her trips to abortion clinics.
Okay.
They're interposing tweets that she's made about kids into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of Chrissy Teigen's tweets reads, "Seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just, I want to put myself in jail." This woman that said that, Pizzagate don't seem so fake now, does it? You should see the look on Sean's face.
I don't believe in Pizzagate, but that is sick. I will say that. I'll agree with you there.
Okay,
so.
let's continue here.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize I'd be the first, but, what else is new?
All right, hold on. And I'm stopping this because I want y'all to understand some of these tweets that are popping up here. Then she says, "I'm about to Anthony Weiner this kid."
Oh, no. Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's rough.
Keep in mind, this lady's interviewing the vice president.
But the reason that I went is because healthcare clinics have had to close, especially in the states with abortion bans, which I call Trump abortion bans, by the way, because no matter how much he wants to say, "Oh, leave it to the states," had he not intended to do what he actually did, these states would not have been able to pass these.
I find it funny that they keep saying the Trump abortion ban like that's going to turn people off that aren't already. Like, yes, we banned abortion. We're very proud of this. This is not a scarlet letter. Yes, hell yes, the Trump abortion ban. Even though it's the Supreme Court abortion ban, not the Trump abortion ban, but whatever, we'll take credit for it. Here's another one of Chrissy Teigen's tweets.
Well, I mean, I think even Trump has kind of said, tone down the rhetoric on that. I mean, that's what he feels. I mean, that's his own words, to Republican colleagues.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean, whether he's proud of it or not, we're giving it to him.
Yeah, I mean,
we're proud. We're very proud of it. Yeah, no more killing babies. Sorry, Chrissy Teigen. Can't have their adrenochrome. Here's another one of her tweets. "I'd like to add a pinch of baby powder to the flour when I fry chicken so it smells like tender toddler booty.
Is this real?
When the warm grease slides over my lips. Pinches nipples." This is real.
What? Wow.
So be very clear.
Again, this woman is interviewing the vice president of the United States about killing babies right now.
And these are tweets that when did she tweet these things?
Just over the years.
Over the years, okay.
That was back in 2020.
I thought you meant it was like right now during the debate or whatever. It doesn't matter, but I mean, I'm just curious when the time frame was.
Like, there's no context that makes
no,
these tweets
it doesn't.
right.
No, it does not at all.
These are Trump abortion bans. So I went to the clinic to highlight what these clinics do.
They kill babies. That's what they do.
First of all, these clinics are in the community. These clinics are
Sean, the clinics are just in the community. They're in the community. The community.
Mm-hmm.
So are serial killers.
the same ones that provide breast cancer screenings. That do pap smears. And so, again, residual impact, when these places have to shut down, where are people going to go? And the travesty of it is that it will result in...
So here's a bunch of these tweets here. These are more interesting than Kamala's cackling. Now, y'all, what I'm about to read y'all is I tell you what, I'm just not going to. We're on the air. Y'all need to Google Chrissy Teigen tweets about kids.
And all kinds of other health care consequences and harm.
The amount of not just physical care, but mental care, all the women that come through that clinic deserve it.
One of these says, "I'm about to go to jail over some pizza." She goes, "I want pizza." Brad Pitt just handed us a pizza. I mean, she bought all in on this Pizzagate thing. Anyway, I just... That's what we're dealing with. Did you see last week where they brought all the transvestites to the White House?
I can't remember.
And they hung out with Kamala.
Oh, did they? I didn't see it.
I mean, bro, are they just trying to? Did they bring her in there just to cuck her out?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think it was a mistake to put her on the ticket. That her performance speaks for itself. I think that's why most Democrats want her off the ticket. Yeah.
Oh,
it's not worked out well. I mean,
here's the thing I'm looking forward to. Back to the debate, and we got to take a break here in a second. But that was a rabbit hole, a Pizzagate rabbit hole.
Okay.
As entertaining as the presidential debate is going to be,
yeah.
I think it's actually going to be low fireworks. I think Trump's going to go in and be less Trump-like. I think he's like really doing some debate work, and I think he knows that. I think Trump has more to lose than Biden at these debates.
I feel differently, and here's what I thought about this a lot this morning. I think that here's the thing about debate. I think nobody's going to win the election in the debate, but only Biden can lose the election during debate. And I'll tell you what I mean. Like, I think that Biden, if he freezes up or something really bad happens or something to that effect, I think that hurts him so bad to where the point where that would actually maybe cause a loss in an election. Where I don't think either one of their performances, whether they're good or not, is going to necessarily win the race for them. But I think that's where Biden's his biggest scare point is. Trump's is, and I don't think this would necessarily lose the election for him, is he needs to stay away from some of the other stuff he says, like not talk about sharks maybe or something. Stay away from those sorts of things. I think that's where that could hurt him.
Where are you getting the shark stuff from?
You didn't see that speech he gave about sharks and being in the boat, being electrocuted like a week ago?
No.
I got to say that to you. You watched that?
Mm-mm. I don't watch a lot of his press conferences. I mean, I'm just kind of...
Okay.
You watched one, you watched them all.
No, he was talking a story about, like, would you rather, like, be killed by a shark that's going to come and attack you, or like you're on the boat and if you touch the boat, like you could be electrocuted by the motor. He's like, I'll take the electrocution, which I probably would too, but over the shark attack. But it was just such a random like story, and he's told it a few times through the years. But anyway, it was like a week ago. It was pretty funny.
I think where Trump has more to lose here is the expectations, and this is conservatives' fault. It's conservative media's fault, and you've brought this up before too. The expectation for Biden is so low.
Yeah, that is.
That any time he doesn't hit the floor, people are able to champion it as a victory.
Much easier for him to win tomorrow night than it is for Trump in that regard, because it's like already like all he's got to do is kind of stand there and answer some questions.
Yeah, just like just get through it.
Yeah,
just get methed up enough to get through it. And
pretty much.
And I think because it's like I had a midget that wanted to fight me one time. This is a true story. He actually showed up to my work wanting to fight me.
Do you have this on video?
I wish. They called me to they're like, Clay, you have a visitor in the front of the building. I was like, all right, I rode out there. I'm looking all around. I don't see him. I look down. There he is. And I
just had this mental image in my head.
It sounds like I'm joking, but I'm really not. Like I was looking all around, like where's this guy at? And looked down in front of me. There he was. Head come up to about my belly button. And anyway, so as he's sitting here cussing me out, I'm thinking to myself, I just want to, if I kick him, how far will he go? And then I'm like, well,
like Charlie Brown,
Yeah, just kick him and see how far he goes. and then I'm like, well, what if he whoops my ass?
Oh,
yeah. Like I trip or something, and he gets down and gets me in the Kakuna clutch or something like that. A rear naked choke.
That would suck at the time that happened, but if you told like the story like now, like I told you that I got my butt whooped by a midget, you'd be like, dude, that's kind of awesome. I mean, it's a good story when you're,
Well, I had bad midget karma anyway. We got one really, really drunk at El Chico's one time, and he fell backwards off the stool, and we just laughed. And that's a big fall from a tall stool for a little guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like falling off the top of the Empire State Building or something. So I've been getting bad midget karma ever since. But my point being,
you're like, didn't watch Game of Thrones,
Yes. I drink and I know things.
Yeah.
That guy screwed up a bunch of a whole midget, like, movie culture. Like, he told this new Snow White that they didn't need to use midgets for the Seven Dwarfs. He needed to be the only one.
Oh, really?
Or he wasn't going to do it if he wasn't the only midget. And now, like, all the Midget Actors Guild are very, very upset.
They've got a union.
Yeah, they're very upset with him because he's the most popular of them all right now.
Yeah, I mean,
and he screwed the rest of them out of a job. This is a true story, by the way. Peter, what's his name?
Dinklage.
Yeah,
Dinklage. Yeah.
Anyway, so back to Trump. He's fighting a midget. Mm-hmm. If he wins, he beat up an old man.
Yeah.
If he loses, he got beat up by an old man or a midget. Let's take a break real quick, and we'll pick back up on the other side. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show here with Shaun YURTKURAN on WYAB. Guys, A1 Gear and Auto. Check them out today for all your automotive repair needs. Located right there on Highway 49 South in Florence. They can take care of everything from brakes to check engine lights, air compressors on a German-made automobile like mine. They can do it all. But what they really specialize in is your ring and pinion. That's right. If your rear end or front end drive axle stuff is messing up, they got you covered at A1 Gear and Auto. Check them out today. Located on Highway 49 South in Florence, Mississippi. And look, I say it all the time. I can sit here and I can tell you about all the great stuff they do. Most important thing is they do it right the first time. They diagnose it properly. It all starts with the right diagnosis. Because the last thing you want to do is go fixing things that weren't broke. Because then you're still got to fix them until you still got to fix stuff till you find out what it is. And you don't get to take parts off and unfix stuff. So getting it diagnosed right the first time, fixing it right, and fixing it when it's telling you when it's going to be ready and being correct about that. They do all those things. And it's not going to break the bank either. Just good folks, man. You'll enjoy working with Justin and his team at A1 Gear and Auto, Highway 49 South, Florence, Mississippi. Shaun, we ran over bigly again there, so we got about 3 or 4 minutes here.
Yeah.
Let's jump back into the debate stuff. I think that, like I said, I think Trump has more to lose, but I do believe that Biden can still lose it, but I think it has to be more self-inflicted. Because Trump, it's a fine line there. You know, if Biden starts short-circuiting and Trump comes across like he's needling him.
Like a bully.
Like a bully.
Yeah.
Now, I hate Biden. I want him to be bullied. I want him to poop his pants and start crying on stage. And he could die on stage for all I care. And I would celebrate it. I hate Joe Biden. I think he's an evil, evil, evil individual who wanted to bring pain and suffering and a winter of severe illness upon the unvaccinated. I haven't forgot any of that stuff. Think about all the people who lost their jobs because of his vaccine mandates, all of that stuff. He's an evil person who deserves anything bad that happens to him and his family. But I know there's a cross-section of voters out there who don't see it quite like I do. Mm-hmm. And Trump stands the chance of looking like a bully. And they're not going to like that because some people aren't going to look at Joe like I do. Some people say, oh, that's like my grandpa. He's picking on my grandpa.
Yeah. I mean, Trump, that's a kind of fine line he's got to walk. I think, I told you this before, I think he needs to stay away from certain topics and that Trump does, the election, all that kind of stuff. Leave that in the past. That's what I would do if I was
agree. I don't want to hear nothing about stolen elections. You're not putting that back in the box.
It's not a good topic for him. I think if he, the mics are going to be cut off. So that's good for both of them, I think, in terms of over-talking each other and what's going on in the debates in 2020. So I'll give you an example. I was thinking about this on the drive over here. You watched that round table he did in that church in Detroit.
I did. I did watch that whole thing.
Excellent conversation. Everybody wants to go watch it. It's on YouTube.
All the white people at the black church.
Yeah, right. I mean, it was an excellent conversation.
It was.
If he could do that, then to debate, act like he did there, I think that would be a winning strategy for him. Where he's not like he was different than he is in those rallies when it's all this rhetoric and everything like that. So he could do that. So that's his challenge. Joe's challenge, obviously, we know he needs to keep it together and not pass out. Right? That's kind of what. So I think that's where you're going with it. But to me, in the end, I really feel like I think Trump could have a bad night and it's still not necessarily destroy his campaign. But I think Joe can destroy his campaign if he freezes up or something like that happens.
I agree. That's where Trump has to let Joe be his own worst enemy.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
And just let it happen, because you're going to have a fine line of, and then the media is going to drive it home. Trump was bullying an old man, stuff of that nature. I think Joe will do bad all by himself. I think 90 minutes up there is that's a lot of time without his handlers being able to interfere.
I think, if you're Trump, stay away from the stolen election stuff. Ask him about inflation. Ask him about grocery prices. Ask him about those kinds of things. Talk about DEI. Talk about the transgender. Talk about those things that that most of the American public probably agrees with you on.
100%.
And I think you could do that. Stay on those topics, and that would be my advice to him. We had lunch with two of our
I hate saying the term black friends, but it's important to the conversation.
Yeah.
We two white guys, two black guys, all four of us with some different version of political leanings, had lunch Saturday. And I brought this very topic up, like what is the one thing that you are disappointed with? And I thought my buddy V would be on board with all the with me on like the trans stuff bothering him. Yeah. That stuff doesn't bother him. Your buddy, he doesn't like that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like that stuff. I think, but we all had something that we were displeased with under this current regime.
Yeah, sure.
And, so I think that Trump needs to take those things, those dinner table issues. What do they call it? Coffee table issues, dinner table issues?
Yeah, kitchen table
issues.
Yeah.
And there's a term for it in politics.
Yeah.
The things people talk about around the dinner table. Mm-hmm. And Biden has done a terrible job with that, with a lot of those things. Gas prices, that's something people feel every day.
Yeah.
Grocery prices, that's something people feel every day. The trans stuff, I think you're finally getting public pushback from normies on that, and I think it's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, also, another thing I would advise him, if you go back and watch this is again, my spare time.
The border. Let me just throw that out.
The border is another one good topic for him. I would advise him also if you look at the 2016 debates against the Republicans primarily, not even against Hillary as much, but the Republicans, Trump can be a funny guy. And he's good at doing that. And I think if he can mix the two of those issues, like he can be, entertaining but serious on these issues and stay away from the controversial stuff that people don't really like, he'll do well. And again, if I was advising Joe Biden, it's like, don't fall asleep, right? Just stay. And, in Biden's defense, also, he is good on certain policy issues. Stick to those issues that you want to talk about and don't fall asleep and keep on going, and then he'll be fine.
What do you think that Biden thinks is popular that he needs to stay away from?
I think he needs to stay away from this, threats to democracy thing. I think that issue is not as forefront with the voters this kind of cycle. Everything that I'm reading, as much as they've been pushing that, I think what I would stick to, if you're a Democrat right now, what you need to stick to is abortion is a good topic for you. It's a good issue for you. You can stick to that. Go with that. Go with his infrastructure bill. Talk about what he's doing with student loans. I know this is stuff y'all don't like, but I'm saying if you're appealing to Democratic voters, I think those are issues you need to stick with. But the threat to democracy, I wouldn't attack Trump on that. I really wouldn't hit him on this convicted felon crap with New York. I think that's an issue that's kind of divided people where, it doesn't seem like. Now, I think you could talk about January 6th, and you probably should. I
think he needs to stay away from January 6th and threat to democracy. I think threat to democracy is like the Mississippi Democrats' 10th thing. Democrats are just put it in my vein. I want to talk about TAMF. I want to talk about threats to democracy. But I think outside of your white liberal voter that's already going to vote for you, it's a non-factor. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Got about 30 seconds here. Sean, Friday we will be able to unpack all this on the debate stuff and kind of really see how it shook out. I know that I want to go to that Jamie Johnson concert Thursday night, and I've been like, no, I'm watching the debate.
Yeah,
I'm not going to a concert, and I love some Jamie Johnson, but we're already done.
Yeah, I think
we're done.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun.
It's fun.
Podcasters, y'all heard some exclusive. We will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.